You probably aren't getting the most out of AI because of three common misconceptions that I'm going to bring you through today. Let's get into it. So, the first misconception is that AI is artificial intelligence. It's not intelligence the way that you think about intelligence. AI is actually a prediction model. When AI stores data from the internet, it is storing data in terms of the order that things happen in and then what is likely to come next. So, if I say, I put on a coat and boots and a hat and a scarf and a sweater, and I went outside and the temperature was blank. AI has all of the data and puts all that together to go, okay, well, if he's wearing a coat and boots and a scarf, it's probably really cold. Now, that's a really simple example, but it illustrates the point that AI isn't really thinking and creating things. It just has this massive database of how correlated things are, and it understands what's likely to come next because of what's come before. As such, if we want to get the most out of AI, we have to give it ample information so it can predict what the best answer is for any given situation. And a cool experiment you can do to try right now in your own home, pull up two AI prompts from your favorite AI company. And in one, just type, "Plan me a trip to Japan." And in the other, type, "I want you to act as a travel agent. I have a $5,000 budget and I really love good food. Plan me a 7-day vacation where I will get the best experiences possible on a $5,000 budget." And compare the two answers you get back. When we give AI detailed information, its predictions just get better. You cannot just go into AI and post a generic question like, "How do I make $50,000? How do I improve my business? How do I lose 20 pounds?" When you put generic questions in like that, you're going to get really generic answers because there's not a lot for it to go on to predict. But the more specific you are with your prompts and you give it very specific information on your exact situation, your exact goals, your objectives, what you're trying to accomplish, it now predicts much more accurately, allowing you to get maximum value and benefit from the AI model. A second misconception about AI is that AI has memory. We think that when we put a prompt in, it goes out and it checks all of its memory and it thinks through things, and then it comes back and it gives us an answer based on our past conversations and things that we've done in our interactions with AI. But what you don't see behind the scenes is that AI actually doesn't have memory at all. What happens is, as we're having conversations, those conversations are stored to files, and those files are added to our prompt as something called context. So while you might type in a prompt, "Hey AI, what should I do about this problem?" AI actually gets sent a massive list of information that gets attached with your prompt that it uses to make the decision, as if he's seeing all of that information for the first time. So when you're having an ongoing conversation with AI, you're not really having an ongoing conversation with AI. AI is getting a snapshot of all of the conversations you've had, and it's seeing it all at once and making a decision. This is important for two reasons. First, different models have different context windows. The more context a model can take, the more information it can take in, the more accurately it can respond, and some models are getting better with this than others. From a practical perspective, what this means for you is you want to continue to warm up the context of the model you're talking to. Because the longer you talk to a model, the more some of the early stuff gets pushed back and the less important it ends up being in the context window. So even if you've been talking to AI for a while and AI understands that you're a business owner and AI understands the niche you're in and AI understands what your goals and objectives are, you should still be willing to refresh the context and put fresh context in when you're having critical conversations. Now, I'm going to assume most of you aren't context engineers out there and you aren't experts on how to do this. So one of the things you can do is actually use AI to help. When you're in the middle of a longer project with AI, from time to time, you should step in and ask AI, "Hey, AI, I'm working on this next problem. I want you to have really fresh context. Give me 5 questions you really need the answers to in order to take on this problem of how I should plan out the next 90 days of my business." And AI will onboard you again. It will ask you very specific questions. You can answer those questions, and then it will be able to, again, predict more effectively what comes next and give you fruitful answers. And that brings me to my third point, which is that people think that AI is a vending machine. They just put something in and they get something out, and that's what they should use. But AI works best as an iterative process. When we ask AI to solve a particular problem, whether it's in our business or our personal life, and we get this really detailed answer back, we should never stop at that answer. We should look at the things we like and the things we don't like, and things that maybe it misinterpreted or got wrong, and we should correct those things. Because again, whatever you're getting out of AI is it predicting based on the information it had. So if you tell it to plan out a diet for you over the next 30 days, and the information comes back with some things like maybe the diet didn't remember that you were lactose intolerant, or maybe you told it that you were going to have a cheat day once a week and you didn't see it incorporate that. Don't just ignore that and be like, all right, well, I'll just throw the, cheat day in, or I'll just ignore the lactose things, because once the information changes, the answer is going to change. So you need to reply back and say, hey, AI, again, I'm lactose intolerant. All of these items you mentioned don't work. You forgot that I'm going to make a cheat day on Friday. And when you do this, now you're going to get an even better response back. I find that generally when we iterate over 3 to 5 times in our AI prompts, we get a much better result than if we just take the first answer that comes back from AI. Now, you may be thinking, that's annoying. Why do I have to do that? Why can't I just get the perfect answer the first time? And as technology improves in 3 to 6 to 9 months, as context windows get bigger, that may be the case. But also think about any planning meeting you've ever done in business. When did you ever come into a planning meeting and 5 minutes later you were done and the plan that you had was perfect? That's not how it works in real life either. We have to brainstorm, we have to plot, we have to iterate in real life. So it only makes sense that AI would do the same. So after watching this video, try this out. Hide it into your favorite AI prompt and be very specific with it about what information you want, how you want it to operate. Ask AI what questions it needs you to answer in order for it to give you the best predictions possible, and iterate the process 3, 4, 5, 6 times. See what kind of results you can get. Drop them in the comments. If you run into some frustrating situations with AI, let me know what models you're working with, where you're struggling. I'm happy to respond in the comments and help you out. And if you want more tips, like and subscribe so you can get notifications. I post videos twice a week on long form, and I post shorts every single day to help you as a small business owner or entrepreneur get the most out of AI in 2026.